Hey guys, welcome to World History 1. We've been talking about explorers. Today we're going to be talking about Giovanni Caboto. Sounds Japanese, doesn't it? Actually, that's John Cabot. That was his English-fied name. Giovanni Caboto. He was Venetian. He was an explorer and a navigator. He learned... See, his family was like merchants and traders, and so he learned to navigate from privateers, pirates, seamen, and he learned from navigators, which was so much more important. He wasn't just someone who was a sailor, he was also a navigator. In 1474, he got married, had 3 sons, and their names are, give me 1 second, Sancto, Sebastiano, and the one I have such a hard time pronouncing, Ludovico. Love that name. Ludovico, Sancto, and Sebastiano. One of his kids followed in his footsteps. Anybody remember who? Yeah, Sebastiano, yes. So he got married in 74, had 3 children, and in 76, he became a Venetian citizen, which is important. That means he's moving up in the world. But he left in 1488 as a debtor. Funny, got married, had kids, went in debt, and left. In 1497, he went on his first trip. I'm going to move you over here and show you this wonderful piece of artwork. I don't know who did it. So on his first voyage, you can see where he left Europe, Italy, Venice, that area, took a sharp turn south, and then ended up way down here around the Bahamas, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Haiti. That was his first trip. And he came back. And he got all these wonderful things. Oh, it's just, they were so habit. His second journey, though, was to do them in. So in 1497, he left. It's kind of argued whether he landed in Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, but they know that he was all over the northeastern United States and Canada before 1500. That's early. On his way back, something happened. And his wife and kids never saw him again. One ship had to be grounded, and the other 4 were lost. And it was assumed he was lost at sea, that he died at sea. But there are records, documents in England around 1500 that show he was there. Well, that's 2 years. So it's a good possibility. They didn't have the internet then. It wasn't hard to get, it was hard to get information around. But let me show you a quick video. Well, they're hiding from. There it is.
John Cabot was born Giovanni Caboto in Genoa, Italy around 1450. He learned how to sail and navigate while working for a Venetian trading company.
In his early years, John Cabot claimed that he had vast experience sailing the Mediterranean basin and exploring. He even claimed he got as far as Mecca.
There was great demand in Europe for Asian silks and spices, and at that time, the only way to get them was by going east from Europe and paying middlemen who controlled this route.
Upon hearing the news of Columbus's successful voyage to what we call today the New World, John Cabot realized that there were opportunities to pioneer another more northerly route around the territories Columbus had discovered to reach Asia by a water route.
Giovanni Cabot also dreamed of finding the elusive route to the legendary Oriental kingdoms of Asia and India. He traveled first to Spain and then to Portugal to find funding for his expeditions, but failed in both countries. His last real hope was England. So, in 1496, Cabot moved with his family to the British Isles and changed his name to John Cabot,
and successfully convinced Henry VII to finance his idea of finding a new water route to Asia.
All of the money for his trip from wealthy merchants. From King Henry, he sought only a seal of approval and permission to sail under the English flag. King Henry signed Cabot's charter and agreed that Cabot could claim all the lands he discovered in the name of England. After 5 long weeks on his voyage aboard the Matthew, Cabot and his crew of 18 landed at what is believed to be the Newfoundland coast. Like Columbus, Cabot thought he had succeeded in reaching the Far East when he had actually failed.
John Cabot makes his first landfall in North America, somewhere near Newfoundland or Labrador, and he immediately claims this land for his sponsor, King Henry VII of England.
Cabot thought he had discovered a more northerly and a shorter route to Asia than the one that Columbus had found.
Although Cabot never reached the Asian coast as he had dreamed, he encountered the magnificent North American continent, formerly unknown to the outside world. He had reached the shores of the New World and given England a claim to the pristine continent the other monarchies had been boasting of. Also, Cabot's routes to Newfoundland and Nova Scotia were bursting with fish. Within a few short years, British and French merchant fishermen would swarm to the area.
They get into boats and they catch fish with lines offshore, then they bring the fish on shore and dry them, then they pack them on the ships at the end of the summer and take them back to Europe. And that fishery fed millions of people for hundreds of years, right through into the 19th, well, really even into the 20th century, and made millions of dollars or pounds or escudos or reals or whatever for various European countries. Indirectly, too, that fishery leads towards the settlement of North America.
In fact,
Okay. So I just wanted to touch base again with it, just reaffirm that he did get married. He did have 3 kids, 3 sons. One of them did follow in his footsteps. He left for North America in 97, 98. He left to come home. Never made it. In the 1500s, they found documents that say he somehow or another was in England. So it does look to be that he did survive. Lots of conspiracy theories. I want you to have fun with it. The area in which he went is well known for buried treasure. So did he disappear on purpose? Or did he disappear with a lot of treasure? You guys have a great day.